In April 1970, three brave astronauts soared into space on a mission to land on the moon. Their names were Jim Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes. They were aboard Apollo 13, humanity's next giant leap. But what was meant to be a routine journey soon became a fight for survival that would stun the world. At first, everything went according to plan. Apollo 13 thundered off the launch pad, and spirits were high. But 2 days later, more than 200,000 miles from home, disaster struck. An oxygen tank suddenly exploded in the service module. In an instant, the spacecraft lost vital power and life support. Inside the cabin, alarms screamed. The astronauts felt a violent shudder as precious oxygen hissed into the emptiness of space. But with those calm but chilling words, the crew told Mission Control in Houston that something had gone terribly wrong. The dream of walking on the moon was over. Now, it was a desperate race to get the men back to Earth alive. Back on Earth, hundreds of engineers and scientists worked day and night, improvising life-saving solutions. The lunar module meant to land on the moon was turned into a tiny lifeboat to keep the astronauts alive. But it was only designed for 2 men, for 2 days. Not 3 men for 4 days. In deep space, carbon dioxide levels inside the cabin climbed dangerously high. The crew was in danger of suffocating on their own breath. Then, using only duct tape, plastic bags, and sheer genius, NASA's engineers showed the world that no problem is too big when human lives are on the line. To get home, Apollo 13 had to swing around the far side of the moon, a lonely, silent giant that they would never touch. They used its gravity like a slingshot to aim back toward Earth. The world watched and prayed as 3 souls drifted further from home than ever before. In a frozen, powerless ship. Finally, after 4 endless days, and with barely enough power left to fire up the command module for re-entry, Apollo 13 plunged back through Earth's atmosphere. Families, engineers, and millions around the globe held their breath. On April 17, 1970, Apollo 13 splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean. Against impossible odds, the crew returned home heroes. Later, the cause of the explosion was traced to faulty wiring hidden inside the oxygen tank, a small mistake that nearly cost 3 lives. Apollo 13 never reached the moon, but it proved that courage, teamwork, and human ingenuity can turn a tragedy into a miracle. It remains one of NASA's greatest victories, a successful failure that showed the world what true heroes look like when the lights go out and hope seems lost.